The 1,000-pound. Sister's family is coming together to mourn their mother, Darlene's, sad day. They may fight and bicker, but when push comes to shove, they will always be there for one another. So what has united them as a family, and can they get through it? Keep reading for further details. 1,000-pound. Sister's family mourns mom's sad day together. It has been an interesting few years for the 1,000-pound. Sisters cast. They have watched Tammy Slaton fight while in rehab as she did not want to listen to what her doctors had to say. Eventually, she got the eye of the tiger and really wanted her weight loss surgery. So she fought her way through and dropped enough weight to get to her goal. Now, she has surpassed every goal that anyone has set for her. Tammy no longer needs oxygen or a wheelchair and is living her best life. At the same time, her sister, Amy Slaton, got divorced and arrested. In December 2024, she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of drug possession, but her jail sentence was suspended. Things have been murky, but they have worked it out the best that they can. Tammy has been trying to share motivational posts on her social media, and now their sister, Amanda Halterman, shared some devastating news. She took to her Instagram to share that their mother, Darlene's pup, baby girl, had passed away. In the post, she tagged Tammy and their brother, Chris Combs, the 1,000-pound. Sister's star noted that the pup had been with Darlene for a remarkable 20 years. That was incredible, so much so that Amanda had to repeat it in her post. She then asked for prayers for Darlene and their family, adding that the devil had been very busy. However, she did not explain what that meant exactly. Fans and followers immediately clamored to the comment section as they were heartbroken for the family. So sorry for your loss, Mama. Sending positive thoughts and prayers your way. Sending love to the family. The 1,000-pound. Sister's family received so much love and support during this time. It was sweet and magical how many people wanted to honor baby girl. Sending love to your family. So very sorry to hear about baby girl. Sending love and prayers our mom's way. That's really rough. And sorry for your loss. However, there were a lot of fans who were impressed that baby girl made it to 20. I think 20 years with a dog is a gift to be celebrated. That's so sad, but my God, 20 years. Girl, my heart goes out to your mama. That's so sad. They did wonder what Amanda meant by referring to the devil. Again, she did not elaborate, but maybe in time more will be revealed. Sending love and light to the family over the loss of baby girl. 20 years and a plethora of special memories. A void left behind. The house was eerily quiet. Tammy and Amy Slaton, known to fans of the reality show 1,000-Pound Sisters, sat side by side, the once jovial sisters now bound by the heavy weight of grief. Their mother, who had been a constant force in their lives, had passed away unexpectedly. It felt like a deep ache in the pit of their stomachs, one that they couldn't shake. The house, usually filled with the sounds of laughter, tears, and animated conversations, now seemed hollow. The walls that once echoed their mother's voice now stood silent, the absence of her presence suffocating in the air. Tammy, who had always been the more outspoken of the two, sat with her hands folded tightly in her lap, staring out of the window. Her eyes were red from crying, but she had yet to fully process what had happened. She wanted to scream, to shout at the unfairness of it all. She wanted to rail against the world for taking away the one person who had always been there to guide them. But she couldn't find the words. Amy, who had always been the more optimistic one, struggled to hold back the tears. She had always tried to be the strong one for her family, but now, with her mother gone, she felt as though she was being pulled under by a current she couldn't fight. The sisters had been through so much together: weight loss battles, health scares, and everything in between. Their bond had always been unbreakable, but this was different. This was the loss of the woman who had given them life, the woman who had been there through all the struggles and triumphs. Amy wiped her tears away and tried to speak, but her voice cracked. "I don't know how we're going to do this, Tammy. Mom was always there for us. Who's going to take care of us now?" Tammy sighed and wiped her own tears. "I don't know, Amy. But we have each other, and we have to keep going. For her!" Family reunites. The funeral home was filled with mourners. Friends, extended family, and neighbors gathered to pay their respects to the woman who had touched so many lives. There was an air of somber reverence in the room, but also a sense of warmth, because in this room she wasn't just a mother or a friend, she was a legacy. The woman who had raised 2 daughters in the face of adversity, who had shown love even when life seemed determined to tear her down, had left an indelible mark on the world around her. Amy and Tammy were still reeling from the loss, but they knew that the presence of their family and friends was what would help them get through the day. As they stood by the casket holding hands, it was clear that their mother had shaped them into the women they had become, despite all the pain and hardships they had endured. Her kindness, her strength, her resilience, those qualities had been passed down to them. "You two were always her pride and joy," one of their aunts said, wiping away a tear. "She always talked about how proud she was of you both, no matter what." Amy forced a smile, but it didn't quite reach her eyes. "She always said that," she replied, her voice quiet. Tammy glanced at her sister and nodded. "She did. I just don't know how to live without her." The room seemed to echo with the weight of their words. But even in this moment of grief, there was a sense of connection, a sense that their mother's love had woven itself into every corner of their lives. Grief and healing. In the days that followed, the Slatton family came together, not just to mourn, but to support each other. They gathered at the house, sitting around the kitchen table, sharing memories of their mother, laughing through their tears. "I remember when Mom used to make us those huge breakfasts," Amy said, her voice softening with the recollection. "She would cook pancakes, eggs, bacon, all of it. And she'd always say, 'Eat up, girls, you need your strength.'" Tammy nodded, a bittersweet smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "She always made sure we ate. Even when she couldn't cook for herself, she made sure we had something to eat." Their cousin, who had been there through the tough times, chimed in. "You two were her whole world. You know that, right?" Tammy looked down at her lap, her hands trembling. "I know, but it doesn't make it any easier." Amy reached out and placed a hand on her sister's. "I know, but we'll get through this. Together. We always have." The days turned into weeks, and slowly the raw pain of their loss began to soften. The house was still empty without their mother's laughter filling the rooms, but the Slatton sisters began to find solace in the small moments. Amy and Tammy leaned on each other more than ever before, their bond strengthening in the face of adversity. They would always carry the weight of their grief, but they would also carry the lessons their mother had taught them, the importance of family, love, and perseverance. Moving forward, the road to healing was long, and it wasn't without its setbacks. Tammy and Amy still had their struggles, especially when it came to their health. But in the quiet moments, when they reflected on the love and guidance their mother had given them, they felt a sense of peace. One afternoon, as they sat together on the porch, Amy turned to Tammy. "I don't think I ever told her enough how much she meant to me," Amy said softly. Tammy looked at her sister and nodded. "Me neither. But I think she knew. She always knew." And in that moment, surrounded by the memories of their mother, the sisters realized that even though she was no longer physically with them, her love would remain, guiding them through the rest of their lives.